Hey everyone, my name is the Coaster King, and today I'll be discussing the Cedar Fair and Six Flags merger. A few days ago, the Department of Justice gave clearance for the merger to be approved. This was a surprisingly easy hurdle to clear, and it feels like they are just picking their fights and letting some other mergers go through. The thing is, most enthusiasts don't really understand the merger between the two chains. They just see that it's going to be taking the Six Flags name and make assumptions from there. This analysis could not be further from the truth. Today, I'll discuss what this merger actually means for the park and chains, and discuss it in a level other enthusiasts haven't Cedar yet. Fair and Six Flags passes, I'm willing to pay more for a combined pass. They noticed this and saw a way to make money. The second way they'll make more money together is through combining operations. This is where all of the enthusiasts get freaked out. Basically, instead of having to pay a Cedar Fair CEO and Six Flags CEO, the combined company only has to pay one. So the question enthusiasts should have been looking into is who are they firing and who is staying? Who will be the management team for the new combined company? Prior to the merger, this is what their management teams looked like. Cedar Fair's team on the left was led by Richard Zimmerman. The Six Flags management team is on the right. For the combined company, here's what the new management team looks like. These six positions are the most important managers in the chain. The Chief Financial Officer and Chief Strategy Officer are especially important to look at, as they'll be deciding how much and what to add to the parks. What we see is that the management team is made up of 5 Cedar Fair people and 1 Six Flags one. It's worth mentioning that the Six Flags manager isn't doing anything important decision-making wise. He's in charge of making sure all the systems and technology of Six Flags combines well with Cedar Fair. So this is my first point. While enthusiasts are saying that this merger is going to cause Cedar Fair to be more like Six Flags parks, or that they'll be cheap, it's not true. The entire management team is made up of Cedar Fair employees. Even the ticker symbol on the stock market belongs to Cedar Fair. Cedar Fair used the symbol FUN, while Six Flags used the symbol 6. The only two things that are really staying from Six Flags are the name and the old CEO, who is now the director of the board. The reason they kept the name is because, quite frankly, the Six Flags brand is way more impactful than Cedar Fair. Six Flags is a known name by most people, but Cedar Fair is not. It's as simple as that. The old Six Flags CEO taking the role as the director of the board should not make you concerned. He won't be making any decisions regarding the individual parks, and will just oversee any massive decisions the chain makes. So why would Cedar Fair and Six Flags do this? Six Flags has been underperforming for years. I think we all know that. But let me prove it to you. Here's a chart of Six Flags and Cedar Fair stock since 2017. Six Flags is in blue and Cedar Fair in orange. They were pretty much the same for a while up until about 2021. They were always strong competitors until Cedar Fair improved much faster than Six Flags. Six Flags was underperforming for so long that it made sense to merge with Cedar Fair, because they clearly figured it out. Cedar Fair saw the opportunity to take up their underperforming parks and make them better. You may ask, what happened in 2021 that caused Six Flags to tank? This is the exact time when Salim Basul, the CEO of Six Flags, was hired. He has been devastating for the chain. Underperforming managers like him made Six Flags underperform. That is why Six Flags will be better off now than ever before. So what does all of this mean? Because of the management team and the underperformance of Six Flags, I see very minimal changes coming to Cedar Fair parks. The only changes I can see in the near future are changes in the names of rides to Six Flags intellectual property. We could see a Superman or Batman pop up in smaller Cedar Fair parks. The actual changes are going to come from the underperforming Six Flags parks. That is all that will change. So, now let's talk about the changes I think will come to Six Flags parks, as again, I do not think we will see any significant changes to Cedar Fair parks. For Six Flags parks, here are the changes I think we will see. First, I think we'll see more investment into the parks every year in the form of not necessarily more coasters, but better quality theming rides, less clones, and better theming. I think we'll also see better operations at the park and a very expensive all-park pass. Let's first talk about the rides. We could actually see fewer coasters being added every year. Moving forward, it's likely that new additions to the chain are going to be more along the lines of West Coast Racers and the Flash at Great Adventure, as opposed to Aquaman at Over Texas. More theming, better areas, and more investment into the scenery. Again, not necessarily better coasters, just better theming. My math suggests that Six Flags will be spending 15% more on their parks every year than they otherwise would have. But most of that 15% will come in the form of better food facilities and park maintenance. Overall, based on the combined financials, I expect the parks to spend around $360 million to new long-term additions each year to the parks. To anyone interested, this is called capital expenditures. Historically, only around one-third to one-half of that comes in the form of rides. So we can expect around $150 million of that to be brand new rides every year, meaning 2-4 parks in the chain getting major new coasters. With projects at Kings Island, Magic Mountain, Great Adventure, Great America, Six Flags America, and Carowinds already underway, most of this is already set in stone. However, the Six Flags additions should get more theming than before. Thus, I doubt that Six Flags will add nearly as many cloned attractions to their parks with the Cedar Fair management. The next point I have is that Six Flags should get better operations. Cedar Fair invests more heavily in park maintenance and ride maintenance. You rarely see situations like Great Adventure's first 2 months of operations at Cedar Fair parks. Rides like Maverick don't go down for 11 months at a time like El Toro. Cedar Fair strives to have their new rides opened early, while Six Flags always has delays. Cedar Fair will use its better investments to improve the parks. The last point is that Six Flags prices will go up. Six Flags got away with its lazy investments because of low prices. But higher costs means that parks will have to increase ticket and pass prices. I would not be surprised to see prices go up 10% to 20% for season passes next year. Similarly, the combined pass for all 27 parks is going to be very expensive. I'm thinking it will put you down a few hundred for the pass, likely in the range of $400 for even a basic all-park membership. With that being said, those are my predictions and analysis of the merger. Six Flags is going in an upward direction, and I'm excited to see what Cedar Fair management does to them. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed it.